it's not only helpful to put the cameras in the right place, but pushing record helps. So let's make sure we do all the buttons. Because, yeah. Day one, and I want to talk about us. Us as in each individual you, as in caring for the you, yourself, your you, your I. In as many ways as you could imagine. And for me, the weirdest, not right word. For me, one of the energies that has come up with this moon in particular has, well, I guess with us, also the Beltane just happened. So it may have to do with that as well. But this presence of this fertility, like big presence of fertility. I mean, I just realized I have a little altar back here. I'm seeing in this other camera. That's kind of dedicated still to that. And it's actually also trying to heal my plant. But I think I know what to do. Like, I've been working on how to do that as well. Anyway, not the point. For me, a big presence of this has been fertility and grief. And it's been so strange trying to figure out why these two right now at such a super heightened like energy presence. And as far as it goes, what am I supposed to teach about that? Because that's when they show up to me like that. That's what it is. Like, that's what I need to learn. And it's because as I learn, I share. That's what I do. As I go through things, I open up my little mouth and I share them with as many people as will hear me. And that serves me and my mission, like, and my purpose, like, in my heart. So that's why I just kind of let it roll. It works, you know? Does it gain me things in the way of like a human perspective? Probably not. As far as like my knowing of who I am and what means more to me than anything that we've seen here. So that leads me to grief and fertility, which is such a fucking funky fucker. But we're going to go there because that's what we're doing. And I guess we're going to start at the beginning. Grief we usually associate with the death or loss of someone that we love or care for deeply. Deeply. Pay attention to this word, okay? Deeply. Deeply is the word of the day. Whew, fuck. I was not ready. Deeply is the word of the day. Someone that you love deeply or something. But we're going to start with a someone. And this can mean so to me, when I hear grief, I kept hearing guilt, and I'm trying to understand. Like this morning, I was kind of talking, and I'm like, so connect the guilt, like especially like unless you literally killed the person, which probably I guess it would be guilt, but there's a whole other bunch of things that aren't really the same as the grief that I'm talking about. I think the grief that I have I have found the hardest to overcome are the ones that I don't allow. Like, I want to say that better. When our mom or dad goes away in a human body, everyone expects us to fall apart, and it's okay. It's encouraged, and if you don't, then they're worried, right? Just for the sake of like most people. I understand that this is not true for everyone, you know, but for the most part, it's pretty typical for a child to be upset when their parent goes. And it's accepted. Doted came to mind. I don't know if that feels right. But it's accommodated. People want to help you be in that space, you know. They want to help you be sad and miss your loved one. They want to help you through that regret of them not being there, you know. They want to help it not feel like guilt that they're not there as a being anymore, providing the love or the support or the just presence or whatever it is, you know? Because there's guilt with that, which just gets me back to this trickier version of grief. The grief that doesn't really connect to the things that we're so easily allowed to grieve for. Like an expectation, like when you've wanted and dreamed and felt like you've strived for something, no matter what the time frame is, because time is so fucking blurry, right? And it doesn't actually mean a whole lot when it comes to emotion. When we feel something, the time could be like, I've been feeling this for so long and I need it, or it just came on me right now and it was this bigger energy than I've ever felt. And like a moment or a month, that, you know what I mean? Like, so time and emotion, it's too blurry to try to explain. So you're just going to have to, sometimes our conversations, you're going to have to work with me. You're going to have to come into your third eye space and just, you know, or not. So this funky grief that we don't like to let ourselves have, that's the one that's connected to guilt. More guilt than regret. I don't know why I'm saying that way, but I feel that. Like, regret is like you feel, regret is an emotion that we're allowed to have by society. People like when we regret things, you know? It looks like we're being a good human when we have regret and remorse. Like, ooh, you're regretful? Good, let me help you stay there. Ooh, I'm going other places too, and I'm not doing that right now. Give me amethyst, quick. Okay. I guess there is grief around expectation. I'm going. There is grief around expectation of what people will do when you do. And that includes when you think that you have a plan with someone and they just up and die. And you regret that you didn't get to have your plans, and then you feel guilty because people don't think that you should. Well, you should not think that way. They are in a better place, or they are not in pain. But what about my feelings? And what about where I am? And what about what they would want for me? And what about what I want for me? And how do you know any of these parts? Because you're not the dead one and you're not in here. So, hey, this is none of your business. Unless you got nothing but love and like. I don't mean that sarcastically, even though the guy, you know, the new guy in my life, he said it in a funnily way. I've never connected to that term, but anyway, I'm not going to get lost there. I think guilt gets dangerous when it's deeply connected to, grief gets dangerous and deeper when it's connected to that one, when it's more connected to the guilt. You can't even have the regret because you feel too guilty, because, you know, you can't go be regretful. Because why? I don't know why. Why? Because somebody will look at you and think that you're being selfish. Because someone will, because you can't, because you just can't. I don't know why. There's so many reasons why. Because nobody understands and it feels like you're wasting your breath. Because you don't believe in yourself, because you don't think you're worthy of it. And that gets back to that, why you don't deserve to feel like sad or regretful, you know, and then you just feel guilty because you can't even grieve. And then it's like this never ending pool. And it's a pool. Like anything we put our energy to, and whether you want to or not, when you're grieving, your energy is probably going there. And if you can't let that grief, whether it's rooted in guilt or regret or what if I had done this, you know, any of those things that you feel, that's okay. And the more that you can let that freely flow out of your being into a safe space where you're not feeling judged and more pounded back into that hole of that deeply guilty, dirty, that grief, that it's like, now you got to start hurting yourself, because now you need to feel worthy of this pain, because your original reason for feeling the grief wasn't good enough. you know, because nobody gave you that right. You didn't give yourself that right, maybe. So now you've got to hurt more to be able to grieve what was actually just the fucking sad part in the beginning. And if we had let that part flow and just be in its hard enough space as it is, and just honor that and all the parts. I'm mad we didn't have dinner. You were supposed to cook. You know? And I'm really mad I didn't get to have a baby the way I wanted to. And I don't give a fuck how healthy he is. Of course he's healthy. I made him. God. You know? It's those funky griefs. Those ones where you think you had a vision. And you know, while you were going in it, you're looking at it and you're dreaming at it. And you're feeling empowered by it. And then the moment comes and you can't hit the mark. For whatever reason. Maybe somebody else took it away from you in the time, you know? And then it comes back to you took it away from you because you don't even let yourself feel that. Or you mistakenly put that into someone else's hands and they hammer it back into you into that space of you're not allowed to have that. And then it gets in that darker, deeper, that you can't shake it, you know, and then you can't get out of it. Like, grief is not meant to keep us there. It's meant to help us see what we're pained from and what we're missing and what we still want to experience now that our loved one is not in physical form, or that thing didn't go quite the way we wanted it to, you know? And maybe it's to teach us how to be more present in the moment with who we have now. But it isn't to keep us there forever. And I don't think so at all. Like, if love is the stream, and if that's the tempo, grief is just a place to go by. It's just a part of the package to get us back to knowing how much it feels to love and how much we can love. You know, because I think it's totally normal to feel deep regret when your loved one isn't going to come over for breakfast and dinner anymore, or when, you know, your dreams, your end game didn't come, you know? And of course there's other opportunities for that, but in that moment, that doesn't change the way that it hurts so bad, you know? And yeah, give me a minute and then we can talk about that lesson, you know, but can I please feel that bounce? But I don't think people let themselves do that. And that's where the grief gets in there deep, because that's the word that I've connected, and it's why it's the word of the day. And grief is that funky, weird emotion, which is also connected to fertility, which personally, no thanks. Unless we're talking about the fertility of my just like general well-being and my connection and my faith, and I'll be fertile as fuck there. But as far as other parts go, we will really have problems, universe, and I'm just saying it for everybody. You want to see me lose it? I'm not coming back. No, just kidding. All right, I'm not going to make threats on TV. It's not TV, Nancy. All right, I'm going to go. I just wanted to share a little bit about grief because I'm still working through that as I snot and cry. You know, good morning. I check out my coffee mug, which needs more, by the way. Look at this. This is the mood of my day. This much coffee. As I slept upside down in my bed, because birthday boy wanted mommy's spot, and I didn't even have the heart to take him out of his spot because it's his birthday. And he sleeps there more than I do anyway, so, you know. All right, friends. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.